Have you ever wondered why some sketches just seem to jump off the page, while others, no matter how hard you try, feel flat or unfinished? But today I am sharing something that will completely change the way you approach your sketchbook. This isn't about buying a new pen or learning yet another technique. It's about a simple shift in your mindset and a small trick that adds instant drama to your work. Let's start with a question. Who are you really sketching for? Most of us never think about this. Sometimes we sketch just for ourselves, where we are free to be messy, to experiment, and to play around with our ideas that might not make sense to anyone else other than ourselves. And you know what? That's where real growth happens. So, next time you open your sketchbook, let yourself be messy. Let your lines wander, and that's the secret artists don't talk about enough. That every ugly page brings you closer to your breakthrough. But maybe you're sketching for someone else. Maybe you're sketching for a client or a friend, and that changes things, right? Suddenly you're thinking about what they want to see, so you focus on clarity, presentation, and telling a story that makes sense to them. This is where your discipline sharpens, and your sketching skills get a serious upgrade. And sometimes you're sketching for the world to see, like posting on social media, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter, whatever. Like Twitter is X now, but yeah, you get what I mean. Hoping for those likes and comments on social media, basically. And this trap is easy to fall into, where you make art to chase approval instead of progress. But it's important to remember that real art is not made for the algorithms we see in social media like Instagram and YouTube. And the best thing you can do, honestly, is to just share your journey and not just your finished masterpieces. So, with that out of the way, let's get to the thing that'll transform your sketches today. Well, here's the secret. You have to think about your sketch like setting a stage. Pick the subject you want to spotlight. Now, throwing big bold lines of shadow around it using pen hatching or just doing a solid pen block where everything is just dark, just black. So don't be afraid to block in large sections with cross hatching or solid lines because suddenly your main subject stands out when you do that. The eye of your viewer is pulled forward by the contrast and drama while everything else falls into the background. This trick isn't just about describing where the light falls, it's really about grabbing attention. It guides the viewer's eye, tells a story, and makes even the simplest scene look intentional and powerful. Just like here with my characters and the other things that I'm drawing, I make sure to do a lot of solid black lines and really fill in some dark shadow areas with full black ink and just use a little bit of hatching, which I'm not that good at yet, around the sketch to make it more dynamic and to make it more pleasing to the eye, even if the proportions are wrong, even if the perspective is a bit wrong, is a bit off, even if the shape language isn't the best. When you add those shadows and when you do those hatching lines, a lot of the attention is brought to them, and if you do it in a correct way, that is what's going to carry your drawing. So next time you crack open your sketchbook, do these three things. First, ask yourself, who is this for? Me, someone else, or the public? 2. Let yourself experiment. Even if the page gets ugly, even if your art looks garbage, experiment and find your way. Number 3. Use bold shadows to light up what matters. Bold shadows, those black filled, lines and everything, those areas where it's just dark ink, those areas that represent shadows really brings out the light that is falling on your character or object whatever you're drawing, and it really brings attention to that. So in a sense, adding shadows lights up the important parts of your design. It could be maybe the torso of a character, or if you're drawing a vehicle, a bike, it could be the front of the bike. If you're drawing maybe a gun, it could be the handle of the gun or the muzzle of the gun. Yeah. So you basically get it. So if this made you see sketching in a new way, let me know below in the comments and try these ideas. If you want to share your results, you can tag me here. And don't forget, There's so much more to come. So have a happy sketching. This is the beginning of a whole new chapter for your art.